Hey everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. A little bit late getting to the video today. I woke up, felt pretty good this morning, so I said let's go down to Pensacola. So I just kind of did a little impromptu trip. Hopped in the car and went down to Pensacola. Nice mellow day, got some errands done, picked up some supplies that were much needed after almost 2 months not being there. Had lunch at my little raw vegan restaurant. Man, it was so good. Had a walnut and beet burger and mac and cheese. Raw mac and cheese with like zucchini, and I don't know what the sauce was, but it was really good. Anyhow, just kind of came up with this one on the way home today. I want to talk about my ideal raw food diet, a perfect day. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you haven't already done it, please go down and hit that subscribe button so you can come back and see some more of my videos, and then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. I get asked, I actually had another idea and title in mind for this video as I was driving home, and it was going to be about details. I get more detail questions. How much, how many, exactly, what was this? And sometimes I'm like, I'm having flashbacks, you know, having those panics back to school, like trying to come up with the answer. And honestly, I just don't have the inclination to go researching everything on Google just to be able to make answers. I like to point people in the direction of resources, but see what you can extrapolate from this. I'm gonna kind of size up what would be my ideal day, a perfect day on this raw food diet for me. For me. Look into my eyes, for me. See, I don't tell other people what to do. But no, you just got to pick it up from there, because like I say, it's not, you know, when I make a smoothie, I'm not sitting there 1, 2, this, that. And it's probably why I've resisted, held off, not been super motivated to do a recipe book, because I know, like even my recipes generally, I'm kind of vague with them. I don't have like this, okay, you use a third of a cup of this and this many of this. I just kind of like, okay, let's put a little bit more. I get my proportions. So, you know, I know if I ever do a recipe book, like, and two, some of the recipes I want to do, because for me, recipes are special occasion. They're not really every day, even though I do have some everyday recipes. The recipe book I want to do is probably going to have some fat to it, some more fun items. So I don't really have much inclination to, you know, experiment for 3 or 4 months. That's where all the book writers get fat, because they got to taste their stuff over and over and over, and all that heavy, nutty, creamy, blah, blah, blah puts the pounds on them. So if I were doing an ideal day, and this would mostly have to be done in the tropics, and for just for your knowledge, it could be done in Costa Rica. It could mostly be done any of the places I've lived, but in a couple of places it could be done like a king. All right, ideal day as always. If you watch me this summer, if you've been watching, you know, if you've watched me Instagram lately, I'm a juice person in the morning when I can. For probably, God, I had a good run this summer for probably 4 or 5 months. I was just swilling watermelon juice every day. Started every day with watermelon juice. Was killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Was getting super, super hydrated, plus just the good, sweet watermelon juice. So my ideal day, right now I'm doing orange juice because we're starting to get those oranges pretty good from Florida. So right now it's orange juice, but my ideal day would start with juice. Now, when I was down in the tropics, I had, you know, plenty of juice. I had my connections. I had sugarcane juice. I had orange juice. I can't, and also, once again, when I say my perfect day, it's not, I'm not going to be like, okay, and you have 52 ounces of this. It'd be how I feel, but I like to start my day with juice. Some days, well, back during the summer when it was the watermelon juice, which is very hydrating, you know, there were days where I was drinking 96, or no, let's see, what's 30? Yeah, about 96 ounces of watermelon juice a day. Now with the orange juice, I tend to stick to about 32 ounces, but let's just kind of split the difference. Let's just say on a perfect day, I always want to have 32 ounces. A lot of days I'm going to have 64, just because I like it. All right, ideally, I like to roll into a mono meal after that, and I like to roll into a mono meal with a higher water content fruit. Ideally, mangoes. If I can roll from my juice into a nice big bowl of mangoes, man, I'm just as happy as can be. And I like to, and I was doing this for a little while in Costa Rica, right at the end there. And I would probably, okay, now I've had my juice, I've had my big mango meal. Late morning, generally would like to have one more mono meal. Depends on what I have around. Now, if I have papaya around, I'll be eating that. If I have pineapple around, which I would down there, what am I saying? If I had around. The only if factor are the mammies, the mammy sapotes. I'd want mammy sapotes in my day. So if I didn't have mammy sapotes, the second meal would probably be a big meal of papaya, a big meal of pineapple. Not fanatic having the mono meal every one. Sometimes I would mix those together, but I did find a lot of value in those mono meals. If I could, if I had the, what am I trying to say here? If I had the mammy would be a regular part of the day, and I'd probably have a couple of those bad boys a day. I'd have at least one a day. They're good in ice cream. They're good just to eat. And before anybody, how do those taste? They taste like sweet potato pie, just like sweet potato pie. Then I do like to, even if I'm getting a ton of fruits, I need to start getting some bulk in the day. You notice what I've left out so far? And we're almost like, by this point, I would be probably up to about, after the juice, first meal, second meal, I'd probably be up to about 12:30, 1 o'clock. Then it's time for a green smoothie because I need to get those calories in. I need to get that bulk in. If you notice, now, while I'm in the States, I'm talking about bananas. We haven't even seen a banana on my ideal day until about 1 in the afternoon. So this next meal would be just a huge green smoothie. Start getting some of the greens in. And my ideal smoothie is bananas, kale, or a green, kale, spinach, rotate them up. Couple of tablespoons of chia seeds, a tablespoon of spirulina. I usually use a little cacao for flavoring. I go hard. Some of these days I'm putting probably about 10 or 12 bananas in there. So that big meal, I cram as much kale as I can in there. I blend it. Then I cram more kale in there and I blend it. All right, that's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, as we go on through the rest of the afternoon, yeah, between 1 and when I'm starting to get ready for dinner, I need something, you know, a little something to tide me over. So the afternoon, I'm not saying it has to be just one thing. I'd probably have something, maybe have some ice cream in the afternoon, or maybe have another fruit meal in the afternoon. If I eat the ice cream, it's pretty much a mono meal. Another fruit, and because you got to get your ice cream in there. But when I'm living in that right place like I used to, I'm not as heavy on the ice cream. The ice cream tends to become more of a dessert and not so much, you know, like big meals of it. Then for dinner. Dinner on the mountain down there, because I was getting good greens. No, they probably weren't organic. Everybody's like, are they organic? No, I wasn't in a place where I was getting the organic, but I was getting good lettuce all the time. Just plenty of greens, lots and lots of greens. So at night would be a huge salad. Lots of greens, you know, chop a few things extra up to be in there. I like some onions and, you know, maybe some cucumbers, I don't know, maybe spiralize a little zucchini, maybe spiralize some carrots. That's neither here nor there, and whatever you want to do. Dressing, my ideal dressing in the tropics is that mango, because I can get mangoes all the time. It's that mango red pepper dressing, and it's versatile because you can do it a number of different ways. You can do that mango red pepper dressing with no fat. You just put the mangoes, the red peppers, you put a little smoked paprika in there, maybe a little Bragg's, bing, bang, boom. And that's a good dressing. You want just a little bit of fat, a little creaminess in there, you put a tablespoon of tahini. Sometimes if it's one of those days, depending on where I am in the week, how much fat I've been having, might splurge, might have 2 tablespoons in there. But you know, that would be really my ideal day. When people are asking me like to do meal plans for them, sometimes I'll get questions, and it's not like I don't want to answer, but it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Now somebody else will ask me in this too. Well, I live in such and such. What I don't know. I don't know what you do in Wisconsin. I don't know what you do in Pennsylvania with this fruit you're getting, because I've not lived in Pennsylvania. I've not lived in Wisconsin where you're getting this one little thing, and I don't know. So just take, you're smart. Most people are smart that are watching this. Just take what I've said my ideal day is. Go back and watch lots of my videos. If you go back to my what I eat in a day videos, there's tons of them there, and I've been in lots of different locations. I've done it at the beach in Costa Rica. I've done it at the mountains in Costa Rica. I've done it here in the States. So between me telling you what my ideal day is, you going and watching a number of videos on that playlist, you can hack it. You can figure out exactly what I'm doing, and you got to figure out yourself. I don't know. You're not getting this fruit. I don't know. What are you going to substitute for it? People try to always, I don't eat bananas. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I eat bananas. I'm a heavy banana eater. I'm a monkey. I eat so many damn bananas. But that's my ideal day. Like I say, I'm not a detail person on this lifestyle. I'm probably never going to be a detail person on this lifestyle, because that's just not my vibe. But always remember, as scattered as I am, I don't have your meal plan. I don't have this or that. I'm consistent. You ain't seen me over the course of my 5+ years on YouTube bouncing up and down with my weight. You haven't seen me bouncing back and forth with my emotions, having to come to you. How many come to Jesus moments have I ever had to come do on this camera where I'm like, oh, I've fallen? You know, I don't know. And I'm not criticizing anybody. And hey, that's why I think sometimes those people that are constantly making mistakes and going back and forth, maybe you're a little bit more relatable to people. I don't know, but my diet is very, very, very unique. Like I've mentioned many, many times before, there's a lot of different personalities. People have different deliveries. Take what you can from each person. Don't try to put a square peg into a round hole. You know, I stay in my lane. There's certain things I can help you with. There's certain things I can't help you with. Certain things this person can help you with. Certain things they can't. But there's enough people out there doing it that you just take a little bit from here, 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 and here. I don't think you need to follow any one person. Just take up little tidbits here and there. Anyhow, just my ideal day, just my thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.